So, guys, it's Luke here of SimBoxx, and today I'm delighted to be joined by a very special guest in Keyshawn Davis. Keyshawn, how are we doing?
What's up, man? Shout out DB3, man. How you doing?
I'm very good, thank you. And this has been an interview I've been really eager to get underway with yourself, one of the most prestigious and highly talented young American talents coming through at the minute. For the guys in the UK especially, tell us a little bit about yourself. You know, the guys that might not know you over in the UK, introduce yourself.
Well, like you said, I'm Keyshawn Davis, supporting the brand name DB3 behind me and my two other brothers that box with me. I was a highly, a great amateur, I would say, coming from America. Was supposed to go to the Olympics, but I chose to go pro, and just fought my professional debut under the Canelo undercard this last February, a day before my birthday. And now I'm on the Mel Herron versus Carl Frampton undercard out here in Dubai for my second professional fight.
You know, it's some introduction to the pro game, but let's go back to the beginning. Of course, you hail from Norfolk, Virginia, the same town as the great Pernell Whittaker. What was your first introduction to the sport of boxing? What's your first memories of the game?
My first memories of the game was just that the first day I stepped into the gym, I was mesmerized by it. The first day it was kids my age in the ring sparring, and they was actually knew how to fight. It wasn't just like a street fight. They actually knew how to box. Just me going to the amateur national tournaments, the local tournaments, and really knowing that I can be something in this sport of boxing, man. And ever since then, since a kid, since amateurs, I knew I was something special, and I'm just trying to take it to the next level now.
So when you first started with boxing, you know, everybody's inspired, you have the heroes. Was Sweet Pea Pernell Whittaker one of your heroes, or do you look to other boxers for inspiration?
Right. I definitely looked at Sweet Pea as an inspiration because he came from the exact place that I come from, Norfolk, Virginia. And I was thinking in my head, if he could go to the Pan American Games, Olympics, win gold medals, and then go pro and take his game to the next level from the same area I'm from, then I know I can do it. But other than that, I looked at Muhammad Ali as like one of my real big inspirations. And then inside, well, I really take inspiration. He really inspires me, like outside the ring, but like inside the ring, Floyd Mayweather, I feel like his skill was just undeniable inside the ring.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we say, you know, we'll try and move forward throughout your career briefly, and then we'll get onto the fight on Saturday. But looking at your amateur career, as I say, highly decorated, you won numerous fights, you had a great record. But what's your standout memory from the amateurs? What do you see as your best accomplishment?
My best accomplishment was the World Championships, the AIBA World Championships 2019 out in Russia. And I feel like once I, fought in that tournament, I fought every single champion in my weight class in that tournament, from a world champion, an Asian champion, European champions. I actually fought two world champions in that weight class, in that tournament. And just beating all those champions, it made me Keyshawn Davis. Like, I solidified my name. And then ever since 2019, I just been getting great sparring from great professionals, and it was never any bad feedback on my end. And I just kept, building my brand, DB3 brand, and building my name itself. And now I'm here.
Exciting to hear. So you mentioned there some of the sparring sessions. Can you name some of the people that you've been sparring with?
I've been sparring Shakur Stevenson since I was about 14 years old. Got a chance to spar Terence Crawford when I was like 19. Teofimo when I was about 20 years old. And then I sparred Gervonta Tank Davis when I was 21.
Gee, it's not getting much better than that. That's like the elite of the elite.
Yes. I mean, those are right now the top guys right now, and they're all young and hungry. So it was definitely great work coming from all of them champions.
Yeah, so of course the Olympics, let's touch on that. Tokyo 2020, and like everything else with the pandemic and COVID, it was scrapped, it was put on the back burner, and you made the decision to turn pro. It was highly anticipated you going to the Olympics. So that must have been a difficult decision for you to take, to decide, I'm going to put away my Olympic dreams and I'm going to turn over to the professional game. Take us through your mindset as you approach that decision.
Frustration. As soon as they told me that the Olympics was being canceled, I started like to, stray away from the Olympics. But months after months, I was just, hopefully I was hoping for the best, basically. And I didn't want to go pro at all. I wanted to go to the Olympics, and it took a whole year for me to make a decision to go pro. But just months after months, like almost basically every day, I was just frustrated. Just didn't feel right in the game. Like things just didn't feel right last year, and I know coming into this year, things had to be different. And I told myself I didn't think it would be smart for me to wait a whole another second year on the Olympics. I think it would be smarter for me to go pro. And how things is playing out right now, I'm pretty sure I made the best decision of my life in this game.
Absolutely. So, when you hear people describe styles as suited to the amateurs, or this boxer's got a style suited to the pros, do you believe that you've got the style to switch over successfully to the pros and it's not come too early?
I mean, I believe I have a lot of styles. I just don't bring one style to the game.
Right.
For the viewers up here, if y'all go back and watch, if y'all look up my name on YouTube, Keyshawn Davis, and y'all go watch my amateur fights and then look at my pro fight, I'm showing you plenty of different styles of how I can fight. And that's just going to switch over to a professional game. Whoever in front of me, whatever opponent in front of me, I'm going to make the adjustment to beat that opponent, and it's going to be different every single time. And that's just how I was brought up in the game. That's just something that I'm gifted with.
Fantastic. So you mentioned there that you took, up to 12 months to make the decision to turn professional. Was that kind of like 1 minute you thought you were going to stay amateur, then the next minute was pro? Did you flip between the two ideas?
Yes, and I was flipping between the two, and I just kept trying to get a lot of opinions from everybody. I'm talking about people that don't even know about boxing. I'm just trying to get everybody's perspective. And a lot of people, majority of the people kept saying, no, stay amateur, man, go to the Olympics. But I had to realize that I couldn't do what everybody else wanted me to do. I had to do what I felt that was best for me. And ever since I made that decision, I never been more happy.
So tell us about, especially as a UK platform over here, we know who Eddie Hearn is and Matchroom is, and you linked up with Matchroom. Tell us how that came about. It's in the UK, they're established, probably the biggest platform in the UK, but in America, they're still trying to break into that market with the likes of PBC and Showtime and Top Rank. They're trying to get the foot in the door. So how did the link up with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom come about?
I'm actually still an independent fighter. I'm not signed under nobody.
Right.
But for my debut, me and my mother since I told my mother I wanted to go pro, she been with me ever since, me and my brothers, Keon and Kelvin David. She been with us ever since we started boxing. That was about 12, 13 years ago. So when I made the decision to turn pro, I sat her down, and me and her was just talking about what's the best dates coming up that I could probably get on. And we found out it was a date February 27th, right before my birthday, at the Canelo undercard in the Dolphin Stadium. So me and her made that move, and we got myself on the card.
Fantastic. Is your mother, is that somebody you turn to for a lot of inspiration and a lot of advice?
Of course, we all turn to our mothers for advice and inspiration.
Fantastic. So, something that I'm really interested to get your thoughts on, I'm sure you'll know of Ricky Hatton, former world champion from the UK. His son, Campbell Hatton, he turned pro recently. He made his professional debut on the undercard of Dillian White against Povetkin, which is a high-profile card, similar to yourself. How is your mindset affected by making your professional debut on such a high-profile card? And, some people like to go away and build their records up on smaller shows, away from the bright lights, away from the headlines. How do you feel like you adapted to being on such a huge platform?
I mean, to me, it was nothing big for me. I got the chance to travel internationally with Team USA, like traveling to big arenas outside the country, shuttles, big stadiums. Like it felt like an amateur fight all over again, but it wasn't amateur. So it wasn't really nothing that I had to adapt to. It was just something that I've been going through already. I've been on Team USA for 3 years, in front of big cameras, in front of everything you just mentioned, and just coming into the pros. Like I said, I didn't have to get comfortable with nothing. It was just like second nature. Like, here we go again. Like, this is what I'm ready for.
Yeah, fantastic. Good to hear. And of course, you went in there, you got the job done. Second round stoppage. How did that feel when the referee jumped in and he waved the fight off and you was victorious on your pro debut?
I was upset, honestly. I wanted to keep fighting. I wanted to display more. After the fight, people was telling me how great I looked, but I haven't got a chance to watch the fight at that time. And I was just telling everybody that I felt like I didn't do enough. I didn't show enough until I watched my debut. Then I was like, oh, wow. Like, okay, I did look as good as everybody else was saying. But during that moment, I was upset that he stopped it that early. But it's okay. I get to show more this Saturday.
That's it. So let's fast forward a little bit. You got the opportunity to fight on the undercard of Jamel Herron against Carl Frampton, another huge high platform card. Quite interesting. Your opponent this time around, he's got a record of 10 wins, 1 loss. It's quite a, I've not seen much footage of him, but to say that he's got that kind of record and you're fighting him in only your second pro fight, it's a considerable step up.
Oh yes, it's definitely a step up in opponents. But I feel like I can get him. I feel like I'm gonna be as great. Like, even though it's a step up in opponents, I'm not worried about this guy. 10-1 record doesn't mean nothing. He's not no world champion. He's not who I'm looking forward to fighting in the future. He's just another opponent, and he's just an opponent that I feel like I'm gonna have to display more skill. I feel like more defense, but the outcome most likely should be the same outcome as my debut.
Fantastic. So, of course, Jamel Herron is in the main event. He defends his WBO super featherweight title against Carl Frampton. Being over here in the UK, it's quite a historic fight for Carl Frampton. He's looking to become the first ever Irish 3-weight world champion. Are you close with Jamel Herron? Is he a friend of yours? Are you involved with Jamel Herron? Or is there no relationship there?
Yes, Jamel Herron I've been around Jamel Herron ever since 2016. And yes, we're close friends. We actually was just working it in the same gym yesterday together. We rode the same shuttle, same bus ride. We're friends. We took pictures, he posted me on his Instagram. Yes, we're definitely close friends, and I'm looking forward for him to get that win this Saturday.
Yeah, it's a great fight. It's a great fight. So how's your time been out in Dubai, flying out internationally? As you say, you've been around the world as an amateur. How was the trip out to Dubai with the current pandemic and restrictions and everything? How's your time been in Dubai?
Dubai is great. Being out here, it doesn't have no bubble. As long as if you just test negative with the COVID test, then you negative. Just keep doing you. Just stay locked in, and things like that. But just being out here, just seeing the sights and stuff like that, it's crazy. Like it's crazy. It's crazy how Americanized it is, but it still feels like I'm out of the country. It still feels like Dubai. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just very grateful that I got the opportunity to come.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity. It's going to be exciting to watch you perform on Saturday. Moving forward, obviously, you don't want to overlook the fight on Saturday, but what can we expect moving through 2021? Are you looking to be active and get out a few times? You got any dates penciled in? Anything in mind?
Yes, I got a few dates penciled in. It just wasn't my debut, February 27th, that we got down packed. We got, before I even fought my debut, we had a few more dates lined up, including this one, and I got another date lined up after this one. And y'all should be seeing me about 8 to 10 times this year. And just looking forward to me growing my DB3 brand, and me just getting better and better at each and every fight, honestly.
Exciting time. So, of course, as a UK-based platform, I'd like to give you the opportunity. Is there anybody in the UK that you're a fan of? Anybody that in the UK that you follow as in terms of boxing?
Anybody in the UK, Coach Tyler, you off your head in the UK?
No, Josh.
Yeah, Josh. I mean, so much that not so much I look up to, but Ricky Hatton was like one fighter. I was like, okay, like I love Ricky Hatton. Just his determination and his will to want to win. That always take interest in me. Just having the will to win. Because you can have two great fighters, but it's like who wanted more. And Ricky Hatton was one of them dudes that always I feel like wanted it more, and he always worked towards it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're from actually the same hometown with Ricky Hatton. We're both from Manchester, so he's a big hero of mine. And as I said previously, it's quite interesting that his son actually made his professional debut this past weekend, just gone. He picked up a victory on the matchroom card in Gibraltar this Saturday, just gone, and Ricky Hatton was in the corner, and his uncle was in the corner as well. So that was quite an interesting event.
Yeah, yes, sir. You said who again?
Ricky Hatton's son, Campbell Hatton. So Ricky Hatton's son is now a professional boxer. Quite an interesting.
What weight?
He's at super featherweight.
What weight is super feather?
So that's 130 pounds.
Oh, so he around my weight class. How many fights he have?
That was his pro debut. He went 1-0. He won over 4 rounds.
I gotta watch that. Was it a 4-round fight?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta watch that. Okay, I'm glad you said that.
This will be something we could look back on in a few years and be like, this is where the seed was planted.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
But Keyshawn, I appreciate your time today. Just before we finish, is there anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Yes, of course. I would like to give a shout out to the team that's behind me. I would like to shout out my coach, Coach Tyler. I would like to shout out my mother, Wanda Davis. And I would like to shout out, of course, my brothers and our brand, DB3, man. Shout out Keon, my little brother Keon. He's 6'2", 138 pounds. About to go to nationals, and he's about to win nationals. Trust me. My brother Kelvin Davis, he fought his pro debut on television, NBC television in America, and he's 1-0 with 1 knockout. He looked just as good as I did, and me, I'm just a kickoff for us for DB3. And once me and my brothers get like on the same card and start fighting together, then y'all gonna really understand why I keep shouting out DB3. So shout out DB3, man.
Exciting times. We look forward to the future. We look forward to Saturday first and foremost. I wish you the best of luck with the fight, Keyshawn, and we'll catch up again in the future, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. Thank you.